Welcome your future selves. We're gonna just start seated and just kind of go from side to side, getting kind of settled. And let's just start getting our spine really, really tall. And just thinking about how your spine is going right down, almost like a stick. And then imagine that stick is starting to go in a little circle, almost like a spinning top. And the base is more or less still, but then as you go up the sort of spinning top, there's a wider circle. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. And the circle doesn't have to be big. You just have to sort of feel it kind of deep down. Careful and switching directions. And then we're going to slowly slow down this circle, making it smaller and smaller until you really feel your spine, picturing it nice and up and down, sort of reaching the top of your head upwards. Good. So little microscopic circles until you come to stillness. Good. Nice deep inhales, maybe feeling your spine rising upwards. And on the exhale, feel your shoulders and arms relaxing downwards. Maybe closing your eyes if you feel like it, or looking at the floor. Oh, we've got another person coming on, but just keep on going. Welcome, friend. We're recording, so and we're at the point where we're sitting nice and tall in our spine and just noticing our breath and noticing the long spine on the inhale, and then shoulders relaxing down on the exhale. Wonderful. Now, while we're here, let's do a few sort of seated cow and cat. So rounding your back on the exhale. And on the inhale, feel your shoulders pressing back. Got your hands on your knees like you're sort of pulling yourself forward. Long spine. And then with your hands still there, kind of like little hooks so that you can really stretch out your back body on the exhale. Good. Wonderful. Coming up nice and tall. Let's inhale our arms overhead. Bringing your palms together. And then as you exhale, letting your hands come behind your head, maybe tipping up your chest. And then hands coming over your head to heart circle center. So let's do a few of those. Really stretching out the arms. And the hands come behind the head, so you're getting a nice stretch in the back of your arms. And then coming to heart center. So in your own pace, and really feel a nice stretch through your biceps as your arms come up. And then a nice stretch in your triceps as they come down on the exhale. Just a few more times. Let's do one more of these. Good. Good. Keeping our hands at heart center. Let's just take a moment to press our hands together in the exhale and then release on the inhale. So we're just waking up our chest, starting to feel a bit of heat in the upper body. And let's also feel our stomach muscles pulling in on the exhale. So exhale to really wake up the chest, wake up the core. Good, wonderful. Let's just open up our legs for a moment or two. And just because our knees have been bent for a while, and just do some pointing and flexing. Let's add in our arms. So sort of pointing our wrist down and then flexing our hands. And if you feel like getting a bit of a neck stretch somehow, go for it. Just moving your head around in whatever way feels good. Good, wonderful. Now let's inhale up, one arm nice and tall, then exhale. Let's just get a nice side stretch. So maybe letting that arm flop over, just trying to get this whole swath stretched out. And reaching that arm, inhaling back up. Let's do that with the other arm. So inhaling that arm up, exhale, finding a way. Maybe your arm stays out, maybe you feel like flopping the arm, but just really feeling that whole bit stretching out. Good, wonderful. Then inhale, reaching that arm back up and over. Now let's bend in our knees, bringing them forward, giving them a shake, and then just doing a few dipping your head as you point your toe. Inhale, let's flex and look up. So exhale, look down and point. Looking up and flex. So this is just to floss our nerves in our back body. Good, wonderful. Giving your legs a shake. Now curling in, let's call it your right leg. Your left arm is reaching across, your right arm's reaching back. Inhale nice and tall. Some people will be able to have their leg come right over across the other leg, but do what feels good. Inhale nice and tall, and then exhale to twist, looking over your shoulder. So you're pulling that right leg in towards your body, getting a stretch and a nice twist in your spine. Good, then inhale, coming back through center, giving your legs a shake. And then let's do that on the other side. So bringing in your left knee, right arm reaching across, left arm reaching back. Inhale nice and tall in your spine, then exhale to twist, looking over your shoulder. Good, wonderful. Inhaling, coming back through center, your legs forward, nice and tall in your spine. And let's go for a forward fold. So just see how your body feels. My back isn't a super fan of this yet, but just experiment with what it feels like, kind of rounding your back, letting your head relax forward, getting that stretch in the back of the legs. Good. Then on your next inhale, we're going to roll up the spine. Wonderful. Let's just do a few. Inhale, our shoulders up. Exhale, let them go. So 2 more of those. Hooray. So bending your knees, let's come on to our hands and knees. And we're going to start with some cow and cat. So inhaling to arch, exhaling to round your back. Really putting your brain kind of in your back and just feeling what it's got to say today. So now we're going to change the pattern a bit. So normal cow, but for the cat, as you round your back, pressing back into kind of a half child's pose. So inhale, your cow, exhale, rounding your back. Good. So back and forth. Wonderful. Now for the next exhale, let's round our toes and make our way into downward dog, hanging out there for a moment or two. Stretching out your hamstrings, maybe bicycling them out. Okay, so we're gonna try something from downward dog. I want you to bend your knees. So you're getting kind of a nice long feeling in your spine, but then start to round your back from the base and make your way into plank. Okay, so let's press back to downward dog, bending your knees, and then rounding your back, coming into plank. So let's see how it feels to inhale to downward dog. Exhale, bending the knees, and then inhale, rounding through your back, coming to your plank. Then exhale, downward dog. Actually, the breathing isn't making sense, but bear with me. Good. Now the next time you're in plank, staying there, really feel your hands pressing into the floor. Almost feel like your hip bones are reaching up to your rib bones, feeling your core nice and strong. Breathing deep in plank. Maybe feel your quads really going, your feet pressing into the floor. Good, wonderful. Nice big inhale, then exhale back into downward dog. Ooh, whatever version of downward dog feels good. Having a rest. Good, and whenever you're ready, we're going to come back into plank, please. Really feeling everything very strong. And if you like, letting your hips shift from side to side. So you feel the sides of your body waking up. Good. Wonderful. And then pressing back, downward dog. Let's do the version where you're really bending your knees and getting that long stretch down your back. Wonderful. Now coming back onto our hands and knees, let's open up our knees for a wide-legged child's pose, and then just settling down for a bit of a break. Really trying to let your back relax, letting your hips sink down, letting your head rest wherever it wants. Just breathing deep. Good, and then very slowly coming out of your child's pose, back up onto your hands and knees, and letting your hips go side to side and looking over your shoulder. So we're just getting the side body stretched out. Inhale through center, exhale as you look over one shoulder. Wonderful. So arms really getting alive, pressing our hands into the floor, strong core, and extending a leg behind us, long spine. So this is our inhale. As we exhale, we're opening up our hips so our knee can come alongside our body. And then inhale, going back out. So it's sort of, if you can see the hips coming kind of towards your elbow, or no, I mean the knees coming towards your elbow. So you're feeling your side body working hard to draw that knee up towards your elbow. So really powerfully exhaling as you draw that knee up, feeling the muscles on the side of your core really working hard, contracting inward. Good. Now taking that leg and reaching it across your body, having your toes come down onto the floor, and then looking over your shoulder towards those toes. So the side of your body you were just sort of crunching in, now you're lengthening it out. Good, wonderful. Bringing your knees back together, doing some hips side to side if you feel the need. And then let's do all that on the other side. So powerfully pressing our hands into the floor, lengthening out the other leg. Nice big inhale, and then exhale, bringing that knee up towards your elbow. Real powerful exhales. Feel that whole side body contracting, squeezing inward. Good, wonderful. Lengthening out that leg, having it come across the other leg so your toes come onto the floor, and then looking over your shoulder. So you just feel now that whole side getting stretched out. Good, wonderful. Inhaling back through center. Let's have our knees together and then just do a child's pose where your hands are coming alongside your body, palms facing down, and just letting your back relax forward. Maybe your head's coming down to the floor, maybe onto a block or a pillow, and just letting your shoulders sort of open up. Let everything kind of relax. If you don't love this, you can do your own version of child's pose, just breathing deep for a moment or two, letting your wrists have a break. And wonderful. And your next inhale, slowly coming back up onto your hands and knees. Let's do one more downward dog, please. Just lengthening everything out. Wonderful. Then walking your feet up towards your hands, coming into a forward fold and just shaking everything out, shaking out your wrists, your shoulders, your head, letting everything dangle. And then slowly starting at the base of your spine, rolling up your spine till you come to standing. Good, wonderful. Let's let our hips go side to side, letting our arms go side to side. Let's inhale and exhale when your arms go. So it's like inhale and exhale, throw those arms away. Good. Now let's have our arms go forward and then just bending our knees, kind of like a bouncy motion. So throwing our arms away if this feels okay for your shoulders. Just gonna change computer. So it's like you're throwing your arms up and then just throwing them back. Inhale as they go up, exhale as you throw them back. Just getting a bit of a bounciness in the knees. Good. Wonderful. So let's inhale our arms up, grabbing our hands. Exhale, bending to the side, pulling out the whole side body. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, going the other way. Good, in your own time. Back and forth. Good, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, arms coming down. So let's do our chair, waking up our legs. So we're gonna exhale to sit in our chair. Inhale, coming back up nice and tall. So reaching your arms, it feels good, bring them alongside your ears. Good, wonderful. So with your own pace, really feeling your hips traveling backwards like you're getting ready to sit on an invisible chair, and then you change your mind and stand back up. Now let's feel our core really engaged. Good. Now the next time, let's hold it for a moment or two. And just really bring our attention to our lower belly. On the inhale, letting it expand. On the exhale, powerfully pulling it in. Feeling everything heating up. Keeping the spine nice and long. Powerful exhales, pulling in the stomach muscles. Whoa, this is hard. Good. On the next inhale, reaching up, coming out of it. And let's just, if you want to clasp your hands, let's do sort of a circular motion, like your hands are going in a circle and then your hips are circling. If this makes any sense, just kind of like your hands circle first and then your hips are trying to catch up. Now the hard part, switching directions. And if this isn't making sense for you, just find something that feels loosey-goosey and good. Good, wonderful. Reaching your arms up. Big inhale and then exhale, letting your arms come down. Wonderful. So let's have our weight start to shift side to side, feeling your core nice and engaged, shoulders down. Bringing our weight onto one leg, lifting up the other knee. Let's try for some hip circles. So then the knee is turning inward and the knee then opening up to the side. And then it's like you bring that knee inward. So just messing around with some hip mobility as we're balancing. Good, wonderful. And let's shake out that leg. Now getting ready to do it on the other side. Shifting your weight over. Strong stomach muscles. And then have that knee open up. And then have that knee kind of diving in. Or just whatever sort of hip movements feel good to you. Good, wonderful. Shaking everything out. Let's have our feet coming apart. So our toes, I don't know if you can see, our toes are in line with our knees. So kind of like duck feet, nice and wide. We're gonna draw in our elbows as we come nice and deep in our knee bend. Trying to have your ankles under your knees. Then inhale, reaching up with your arms. Exhale, nice proud chest, pulling in so you feel your chest nice and open and your back shoulder blades are pulling in. So inhale to come up, exhale, sort of squeezing those elbows in. Good, making sure your knees are staying, like you want your thighs going this way, so your knees are pointed over your second toe. I don't want your knees falling inward. Good. So keep going, feeling your inner thighs waking up. Good. And so a few more and then we're going to hold it. But just pay attention, making sure your no body parts are getting angry, giving them a break if they feel like they are demanding it. Okay, so let's hold nice and deep. And just let's have a little pulsing with the breath. So on the exhale, you feel the core engaged a little lower. Inhale, pulsing up. Oh, this is also hard. Just a few more. Oh man, oh man. Woo, good. And inhale, reaching up. And let's just go to one side, bending into one knee. Just trying to stretch the inner thighs and then reaching that arm over, just feeling a big stretch up the side. Then inhale that arm up and let's exhale to the other side. Wonderful. Inhale, reaching on up. So now just for the feet while we're here, maybe that's a bit too deep, but let's try pressing in to one foot, really pressing down through the toes. I don't want wibbly wobbly ankles. So just see how it feels. Exhale to pulse. Inhale, putting it back down. Exhale. But just be careful of your ankles. We don't want to have them suddenly go one way or the other. It's like you're trying to press into the floor. Pressing in. Good, and then the other side. And the heel presses down. All right, good. So let's just give our feet a little shake. Our arms and legs a shake, and let's make our way down to the floor, please. All right, so let's start by doing some more hip opening. So laying on your back and crossing over one leg and then hugging it in. Or if your arms don't like reaching this way, you can put a strap around your leg to help pull it all in. And maybe if you like, letting your legs just float from side to side. Good, wonderful. Putting that foot down on the ground, and then we're gonna do the other leg, please. Pulling in. Maybe going from side to side a little bit. Good, wonderful. Now let's do a big full body stretch, letting your back arch a bit, maybe interlocking your fingers and reaching your palms overhead. Maybe pointing your toes, getting a big full body stretch. Good, wonderful. Now bending up your knees again, and let's just do a little bit of windshield wipers. Letting your knees go side to side. Good, wonderful. So now we're going to wake up the core. So let's have our feet off the floor, and let's try, we haven't done this one before, I don't think. Hands alongside your hips, palms facing in. Nice big inhale as you exhale, bringing your head and shoulders off the floor. Inhale, coming back down. Usually we have our feet on the floor. If that feels better for your back, do that. Remember, our main points of contact are our upper back and our hips. Our lower back isn't getting smushed into the floor. Powerful exhale as you curl up. Good, keeping your legs up, letting your upper body relax down, and let's start doing some bicycle legs. Inhale to bring it in, exhale, lengthening your leg out with your foot flexed. And really trying to feel your stomach muscles super contracted. And I really don't want your lower back smushed into the floor. So it's your hips are quite planted, and you really feel your stomach muscles. Wonderful. Having a break, doing whatever you want for a moment or two. Just freewheeling. Okay, so we're gonna do kind of a mix of those things. So your first option is to do the one where you're bringing your shoulder towards the opposite knee. So you can do it with your feet on the floor, or you can do the version where you're doing this sort of bicycle legs. So choosing your own adventure, just really keeping that lower back happy. Don't let it smush and get crushed into the floor. Nice. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you come through center. Good, wonderful. Let's do a big full body stretch again. Oh, big inhale. And then as you exhale, let's hug those knees in. Wonderful. Feet on the floor, hands alongside your hips, and let's do some bridges. So exhale, why not? No, let's inhale to come up. Engaging the glutes, inhale, slowly lowering down, really strong core resisting the floor. That's interesting. I want to exhale as I come up. Breathe when you want. This one, you have options. Just keeping your feet pressing into the floor. So your powerful quads are pressing through your feet and your glutes are really engaging. Good, wonderful. So now we're going to hold the bridge. So staying up there and really feel like you're powerfully pressing through your feet. So your quads are really coming alive. Your glutes are engaged. Breathing deep, and on the exhale, really feel like you're powerfully pulling in your stomach muscles. Good. Now we're going to slowly lower on down. So let's lengthen out the left leg, reaching the left arm overhead, rolling onto your left side, and then grabbing your right ankle behind you. I'm having to bend my left knee so I don't fall over. So we're going for a quad stretch. You'll probably feel a nice opening in your shoulders too. Hopefully your knees agree with this. Another option, let's see, is if you have a rope maybe to put around your ankle. So feeling the quads stretching out. Good, wonderful. Letting go, coming back onto your back and then rolling to the other side. So right arm up, coming onto your right side, grabbing that left foot, and then just bending in that knee till you feel a nice quad stretch on this side. Good, coming back through center, and last but not least, let's do our happy baby. So whatever version you can manage, maybe knees bent and coming apart, that feels plenty good to me. Maybe you can get your feet going up and pulling down your, grabbing onto your legs and sort of pulling your knees downwards. Maybe you can reach the outsides of your feet and pulling everything downward. Just choosing your own adventure. Wonderful. Slowly bringing your legs together, giving them one last big hug. Taking a nice big inhale, then as you exhale, let everything just flop open into Shavasana. Closing your eyes and just feel the gentle rising and falling of your breath, letting everything be heavy. If you have the time or the inclination to just stay in Shavasana, please do. As you stay longer and longer, it really deepens. If you need to move along with your day, waking up your body, moving around, how feels good, and then rolling onto your side and coming up to seated. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Just feel a softness as you inhale. And as you exhale, gently pressing your palms together and feeling a strength. So gentleness on the inhale, strength on the exhale. And namaste. Thanks, guys. It was great to see you. I'm going to stop the recording. Stop.